little controversial is climate change. And are humans even the cause of it? I personally believe that we aren't 100% to do with it, but we do have a big role in speeding up this natural process. First off, I want to say let's classify specifically what it is, because a lot of people have a misconception that it is just the weather warming up and places getting warmer, and that's really not it at all. It's a lot more complicated than that. NASA actually defines it as a long-term change in the average weather pattern that have come to define Earth's local or regional climates. So if a place is naturally really warm, then all of a sudden it just has a blizzard, that is totally a sign of climate change. And first, before we go into what humans have to do with it, what naturally causes it? Usually it's to do with greenhouse gases. Some examples of greenhouse gases are CO2, methane, and nitrous oxide, or even just like water vapor. These are all very naturally occurring. And what they do is that they absorb energy and slow or prevent the loss of heat to space. So basically they harness heat, and that is what makes our Earth become warmer. Basically it acts as like a positive feedback loop, so it just like elevates and never comes down. And then now let's get into what do humans have to do with it. So humans, a lot of it has to do with burning of fossil fuels. Examples of this is our cars, like just the gas that runs through it and the exhaust that comes out. Power plants, deforestation is a huge one, or even just generating electricity. The evidence is so clear. I mean, they have looked at charts from over even the last 10 years, which I will link below, and it's crazy the amount of CO2 levels that have risen. According to NASA, there's a 95% chance, which is well over half, that human activities have made a difference in our planet's weather and climate change in the last 50 years. Also, they have evidence that CO2 levels have risen from 280 million parts per million to 412 million in the last 150 years. In the last 150 years, the Industrial Revolution has occurred. So it's just such damning evidence. And also, scientists are able to tell that humans are responsible for this because they actually can trace the source of the CO2, because they use, like, I guess it has a different signature, so they can trace back to what that looks like. Now, in conclusion, not all climate change is 100% due to humans, because this is a natural process that has happened on Earth like for billions of years, except we are significantly speeding up this process, and it is so unhealthy for our Earth, and we are essentially poisoning and destroying our Earth's natural ecosystems, and we're killing our planet by doing this, and we really need to do something about it. Some ways that you can help is actually reducing your meat intake. According to the FAO, we have our meat industry that is responsible for 15 to 18% of all greenhouse gas emissions on this planet. So simply by reducing your meat intake and even just like eating maybe vegetarian or vegan, maybe once or twice a week is gonna help. Promoting green energy, like really just like using like solar power, wind power, switching like to something that's more clean energy. And then also like green your commute, like carpool or take public transit instead, ride a bike or do switching from an to electric or hybrid car. And also even flying less can really help if you do fly a lot. I believe that we can save our planet and that if we all come together that we can do it, but it just is a matter of everybody coming together. Thank you.